No life. Absolutely no life. Some of these people have talk shit online already. Blah blah blah. Mhm. What the hell is that? What's today? 24th. For fuck's sake. I always say that shit all the time. Oh boy. You know, that's too bad. Good Lord, good Lord, good Lord. People are crazy. this on here. This is 1 week. I never seen this person before. That sucks. That sucks. Hey, Lucky, how you doing? These pesky critters. I'll come back. Wait, ads. Share the ads. Will be food. Blah, blah, blah. What? Mm-mm. Hey, Dan, how you doing, bro? Hey, Fever, what's up, buddy? How you guys doing today? How you guys doing? All good? I've been working all morning. Now I finally took a break. Just chilling now for a bit. I gotta pick up my sister from the airport in a couple hours. She comes back today. So, hey Claudia, how you doing, sweetheart? You good? Dan, you listen to some live Grateful Dead, Brandon Morris on set working. Oh, nice, Dan. Sounds like you're being productive. Listen to some good stuff. Cool. You're good? Good to hear. Yeah, I was hanging with my doing things. Pregnant leftists are now chugging Tylenol. Yeah. Well, the thing is people are trying to stop abortion, so they're gonna do it in a different way, and then they're all going to hell where they belong, as usual. That's why I tell people many times that it doesn't matter what laws you put into place, people will find a way to not deal with your laws or don't care about what you say. The loss of life in this world means nothing to anyone. And then they try to justify it by saying, oh, well, what if I got R? What if I got this? What if I don't like the person? What if the person told me they don't want to deal with me no more? So then that's your fault. Some of it's your fault and some of it's not. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we do or what we say. People are going to do whatever they want. Yeah. Yep. Well, when a woman's pregnant, they always say don't smoke, right? Don't drink. Don't do this, don't do that, right? Now, some people say, oh, if you smoke and drink, your kid's going to get asthma and you're going to have this and you're going to have that. My mom and dad never smoked a cigarette, never drank alcohol. And my mom's firstborn, which is my brother, he had asthma for forever. And my sister, she had bronchitis forever. And me and my youngest sister, we never got it. And my mom never smoked a cigarette in a day in her life. So that's like it's not. I just feel like everything is meant to be. I feel like when you're pregnant, you can do things to affect the child. By putting things in your body, of course. But Tylenol, like if the hospital's giving you Tylenol, and every person in this world's probably had Tylenol in their life. So what? Did Tylenol made everybody, have autism and make them like that way? Like, are you serious? What about pregnant moms that didn't take Tylenol or didn't take anything at all while they were pregnant and they had an autistic child? So how do you define that? You see what I mean? People just make up bullshit. But anything that comes out of Americans' mouths these days, I feel like is all bullshit. Americans, Canadians, a lot of people in Canada are fucking irritated with the government because now somebody can rob you and you can't even do anything about them coming inside your house and shit. I'm like, what? You out of your fucking mind. If someone breaks into my house and I'm got kids in there and my wife and me and I can't, beat the shit out of you and you can just come in my house and do whatever you want. What type of bullshit ass Canadian bullshit is that? You must be out of your fucking mind. Here in Bermuda, if you have a no trespassing sign on your door or in your property, you get to beat the shit out of anybody you want because they're trespassing. In Bermuda, that's why it's perfect living here. We'll fuck you up. When I heard these laws in these countries, I'm like, these people are fucking morons. Yeah, I agree. When vaccinated mothers take Tylenol after they find it, yeah. Well, now apparently YouTube is reinstating all the channels that they closed down and shut down from the vaccine, people talking bad about the vaccine. So I guess they're gonna lift my thing too. Because I was in here talking about the vaccine and how it's bad for you and this and that, and then somebody snitched on me and then they gave me a warning. So I guess my warning's gone now. Because I was given, misinformation, medical misinformation. That's what they told me I was doing. Okay. Me neither. I never took it either. God is my vaccine. God is my everything. I don't need none of that shit. Nobody does. Everybody's an idiot for taking that shit. But sorry, I didn't mean to call certain people idiots, but you know, idiots made you take it. There you go. I reset it. Yeah, I know. My dumb older sister takes it. She's had about 4 or 5. She's dumb as shit. That's her problem. Hey Barbie, good afternoon. How you doing? Yeah, Booster 19. Fever RFK. He's one of those people who believes a lot in everything. You know, he was also a Democrat and then became a Republican, or he's both now. And like a lot of people don't like, a lot of people like say shit about him. I'm sure everybody who says things is right about certain things and unright and not right wrong about other things. Like there's idiots, like you said, there's idiots on both sides. There's idiots everywhere, and it's just the way life is. You know, people are just they have the reason why it's more of a problem now. If the reason why everything is a problem now is because of social media. So all it takes is an asshole to say some stupid ass shit, and then that's it. They take it out of context. Oh, but I saw this on the internet. But I saw this. But I saw that. That's why like I'm gonna miss like people like Charlie Kirk because but I'm glad all his like videos are up there for people to see how dumb they are when they accuse somebody. Because every time somebody accused somebody in front of Charlie, he'll say, "Well, where's the evidence? You know, where's all where what you said? This is the case, but where is it?" And nobody ever really answered him because it's all bullshit. People just say whatever they feel like and hear on the internet. So whatever's on the internet has got to be true, right? So people are just stupid, man. They just don't know what to say. They don't want to know what to do. They just say random shit to make everything bad. It's like somebody I saw somebody put up a video just now. People shoot at ICE, all right? So it's clickbait. That's what we call it, right? So what? Somebody shot at ICE? Oh shit, let me go look at this video. Meanwhile, as soon as you click on it, right? That this got a news clip in the background saying ICE people are okay. Nobody got hurt. No one got shot. No one is. But yet your title says ICE got shot, and then in the same breath, the news says nobody got hurt or nothing happened. Like you people talk to hear yourselves every day. So it's just the way people are. You know, they cause trouble every day by going on the internet and talking shit and lying about everything. There's so much lying going on, it's ridiculous. And even the people who have credibility and a good reputation are now being questioned for their so-called lies and their and no proof, you know? Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is I can agree to disagree with anybody in here. It doesn't matter. I'm still gonna treat you the same. Because I don't like to talk about politics and negative things in here. I like to keep everything, on the straight and narrow here and not really, I don't want to. Usually it's people in the chat that go and say things against each other. Me, I'll say certain things, but if I have proof, I'm going to show you. But if I ain't got no proof, I'm going to just say, oh, well, I think it's true or I don't think it's true or whatever. I'm not going to sit here and pull cards on stupid ass shit, so I really don't care. Oh, nice, Barbie. Tomorrow's your granddaughter's graduation. Nice, congrats. But the thing is, there's never going to be disagreements without violence and threats. Because when somebody gets caught out with the truth, they want to punch their lights out. It's a normal thing to do. I watched a video yesterday of this chick had a microphone and she's a white girl and she was talking about, life and things like that. And then this black girl comes over to her and starts like talking shit, saying "shut the fuck up" or "I'll slap the shit out of you." And she's like, "What do you mean? What are you trying to say? That's that. Are you threatening me? I'm got you on camera threatening me. So why don't you do it right now? You said you're gonna do it. Well, do it." And the girl was like, "Yeah, nah, 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 nah." And she's like, "All I'm doing is asking you a question. Why can't we just talk about it?" But because the girl proved the other one wrong, she got so mad she said she was gonna slap the shit out of her. So I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you people? Like, and then you're on camera too, so you're so dumb. So you can get, you can get caught in and you threaten this woman online right in front of the camera in front of people. Now you look like an ass. Why you just don't decline the answering the question? Why you gotta threaten the person with the microphone for? If you don't want to deal with it, then go away. Why the fuck you acting stupid for? And then the comments are like, "Oh, this person's racist. That person's racist. This person's this and that." So it's like a big shit show. It's like it's all these people are going crazy. That's all they do is talk shit to each other, threaten each other. Like you said, violence, threats. It's just a normal thing. It's just a regular thing in life now. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I was watching it. Yeah, you were saying something about you got drafted or whatever. And then that person was like, "Yeah, you're a liar." But people do that randomly just to get a reaction, you know. So people want a reaction from people. Antigone called me a liar yesterday too. She said I was lying, but she was just joking around or whatever. But I was teasing about calling me a liar. Then when I pulled some cards for her, she said, "Oh, what you said is true." And then in the same breath, she said, "No." Like that's cool. Like that is having fun, just like that, talking shit. But when people outright like say shit like that, yeah, I took it out of context. Yeah. Well, that's what people do, and that's why they get deleted because they go in there and start trouble. That's what people do. They like to start trouble with everybody. That's just life. It happens to me sometimes in here. People be listening to me talk in the background, and then they'll subscribe, and then they'll try and troll me and say, "Oh, this and that," and I'll be like, "Shut the fuck up and get out of here." So people always want to put in their 2 cents, but that's how much their brain's worth. I really don't care what people say anyway. Nobody's really right or wrong unless you have proof. Liars don't have proof. So whatever you're saying, if you ain't got proof to it, then it's considered a lie. And that's it. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Some people just never, understand that. Yeah. That's one of the main reasons I don't really go on social media. The most I talk and run my mouth is on here. This is my platform where I feel I can say what I want to a certain extent without getting in trouble. And I'm sure there's people that see me and say certain things or think that I'm wrong or right or whatever. And some people are like, "Oh, Mark, this and that." I don't give a fuck. It don't bother me. If you don't like it, then you ain't gotta come here. Just go to somebody else's room or go get your own channel and talk about the things that I talk about if you want. It's not my problem. I really don't care what anybody thinks about me or what I say or if I agree to disagree or whatever. I'm doing I'm gonna tell you things that I believe or I know or I feel. That's it. And then from there, it's up to you. But I don't really care too much for people who like talk shit all day, every day about nothing or themselves. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yep. I'm sure you do. It's just like me when I tell my nephews about certain things. Some of them, they're like, "Really? You're being honest?" I'm like, "Yeah. Why would I lie to you?" And like, I don't know. You joke around too much. I don't know if you're being serious. I said, obviously, I'm being serious. This is how it was, or this is what happened, or I'll be telling them a story and they think I'm bullshitting. And I'm like, no, I'm not joking this time around. I'm being dead serious. This, and this. And they're like, oh shit, I didn't know that. I'm like, yep. So some people are gonna just be idiots. There's tons of idiots on here in the background, listening, talking, aggravating people, trolling. There's always some asshole. At the end of the day, I don't care what they think. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It happened in here a while ago. Somebody was in here and said certain things, and I was just like, that's what you believe, then we're still cool and stuff. But I disagree with you. And he was like, I disagree with you too. I was like, well, cool. We could still be cool though. We ain't gotta go at each other's throats and shit. At the end of the day, you ain't gotta like what I like, and you ain't gotta think the way I do or love what I love and do whatever you want. I don't give a shit. Don't bother me. I just don't like delusional people who like outright say the most ridiculous things ever and knowing you're lying. Like, if you know you're lying and you know you're not telling the truth and you know you have no proof and you just hearsay she said and it triggered you and you came on and talk shit, then you look like an idiot because you have no proof. Because when somebody says, well, where's the proof? Oh, well, I heard it on CNBC. Oh, I heard it on CNN just now, so it's got to be true. No. The news and the media lies to you more than anyone else in the world. Just about the vaccine and COVID and everything else. They lied to your face. And you dumbasses believed it. Not my problem. Even Diamond agrees. At the end of the day, I don't give a shit what these people think. They do whatever they want. Not my problem. It's not my problem. Well, even if you do, it's just the way you are. And if they can't accept you and you say certain things, then It just tells you what type of person they are. You got to test them out, though, see who you can be rough with and see who you can say certain things to. Certain people don't like certain things. There's a few people I know that I can't talk about certain subjects in here, so I kind of divert myself from not talking about it. That's why I don't really talk too much about certain things on here because then people leave or they get mad at my views or what I say, and yeah, it happens. And I really don't give a shit. Like I say all the time, we should agree to disagree. We should like just be cool with each other and just take each other's views on things and then just keep going and try not to talk about it when you see that person because you know how they feel. And then when something goes down and you look and you're the one that's right and they're wrong, they're probably not going to say nothing. And neither should you. You should just let everything just go over your head. Don't make sense arguing with people and proving you're right or you're wrong and all that bullshit. Yeah, there you go. My mom's calling. I'll be back later. I do that all the time. All right, guys, my mom's calling. I'll see you guys. Well, I'll mute the channel. Talk to yourself. Now, that's not what I do, though. But I can do it. I've done it a few times. There's times on here where no one else is around, and it could be like one person talking to me, and it could be like one of the people I don't want to talk to, and I'll just talk to them and see where their head is. Even though I don't want to talk to them like that, I'll entertain them to a certain point, and then I'll be like, you know what? They just diverted right back into the type of person that I don't like about them, and they can never like switch. They always have to be that crazy ass person that they always are. That's the most annoying thing. It's like, for instance, I was on September 18th was my 6 year anniversary on here, and on the 20th was my 19th year online, right? Me online on my business, right? So I had two anniversaries pretty much back to back. Not once, not once did I go on my social media platforms and say, "Today is my anniversary," blah blah blah, and this and that, blah blah blah. I don't even do that shit. It's very rare that I do it. It has to be like, something that I'll just happen to put up there or whatever on a random day. But on my Instagram, I don't put up. I don't even do that much. I rather like praise my nephews or you know put up a plate of food or something like that. But on Facebook and Instagram, I didn't even put up. Oh yeah, today is my anniversary of this or ain't nobody give a fuck about that, and neither do I. I say it in here because I know you guys really actually care. And, that's about it. But I'm not going to sit here and, like, post up shit every damn day. That's just like delusional shit. I'm not looking for attention. I don't want attention. I never liked attention. I don't seek attention. And I definitely don't want attention. Yeah, I know, fever, yeah. But it's just like, I don't want to do that. I honestly and truly can't stand like looking for attention or even putting up something that says, you know, hey everybody, today is September 20th, 19 years I've been on my own, and have a picture of me and my van and my tools or my workshop. Oh, let me see how many likes I get. Let me see how many, if I can get another follower. Let me see if anybody would say anything to me. Let me see if I can get some work if I do this. To me, it don't make no difference whatsoever. I could care less. I don't want like no attention. I don't want none at all. So the less I put up on social media, the better it is for me, to be honest. I'm the type of person I don't like social media. I never grew up with social media. I never cared too much about social media stuff. I like I said, I post up food pics, my nephews winning things. That means a lot to me, and certain things like, just like memes and funny shit. Otherwise, that I'm not putting my personal life out there. Even if I had a girlfriend and it's her birthday today or something, right? I wouldn't say, Happy birthday, babe. We've been together for 3 years. I love you so much. Love you, babe. Why the fuck would I put that on social media for? I don't want nobody to know about my girl and what we're doing her birthday and shit. Man, I'm gonna say that shit to her face, and give her some D or whatever. I ain't worried about telling everybody my fucking business. Hell no. Even like people like, oh yeah, today is my such and such and da da da. I don't got no time for that shit. I don't give a fuck about your personal life. Hey Marty, how you doing? Yeah, I know, right? Fever? Shit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they've been in front of a computer screen all their lives. You got bank statements at work today? Okay, good. Spelling in English books and classrooms, Yeah, they rather put in some fucking transvestite fucking parties and fucking LGBTQ group books in there. Fucking idiots. Okay, Claudia, I'm not a lawyer, but we can figure it out. Some people are like, I'm not doing legal questions. I tell them I'm not a lawyer, but I identify as one just to answer your question. So that way I cover my ass. So if it's wrong, I'm gonna unidentify it as a lawyer if you tell me it's wrong. But right now I'm gonna identify it as a psychic lawyer because I can. Okay, don't judge me. I have a right. My amendments. Okay, I can be what I want. Stupid ass people. Yeah. All right. Let me identify as a psychic lawyer so I can answer your question. To all my psychic lawyers, let's come together to answer Claudia's question. I would say like in the next 6 months, it's possible, but not now. I would say the rest of this year, no. And I would say like probably the beginning of next year. Let's see, October, November, December, January, February, March. Let me just check something real quick. I would say he's probably going to get it in the next 6 months, but it still might not be like the whole reimbursement. You know what I'm saying? He might get reimbursed a certain way, a certain amount, but not as much as he probably thinks. But they will. He will get reimbursed. I do see that happening, but it's like it's gonna happen, but like on their time. So I would say in the next 6 months, it's very possible. I mean, even before the end of this year, it's a possibility, but I would say more going into next year, he'll or what might happen also is he gets some by the end of this year and some next year, like in the beginning. So I don't think he's gonna get reimbursed for everything right off the bat, especially if it's a large sum. They might say, look, we'll reimburse you, but here's like a fourth right now. Here's two fourths in the next 3 months, and then, we'll finally pay you off by 2026 November or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see him getting reimbursed like for everything all one time, but I do see like sections of reimbursement. So no problem, Claudia. It's all good. Can I re-identify myself as Marky again? All right. Everybody, you saw that, right? I identified as a psychic lawyer just to answer that question. Okay. Now I'm gonna re-identify myself back to Mark's Tarot. Okay. Click. Fucking hell. It's not easy. You're welcome, Claudia. It's all good. You want a card? Like a message? I'll give you one if you want one. Yesterday I gave everybody like multiple messages and shit. All right. I'm identifying as a Mark's Tarot now. We're going back to normal. All right, Claudia, this was you when you was a little girl. Oh, look where Claudia lived back in the day. Look, she was a baller. She lived in a mansion. Look at her. See? She be lying to us and shit, you know? All right, this is the Ace of Pentacles, right? And it says, a windfall of abundance, wise counsel, a good fortune, an exciting career opportunity, a lucrative contract, significant purchases like a home or vehicle. I know, right? You be slaying. Look at that. That's a good card. That's Ace of Pentacles. I know it doesn't say that, but I know what it is. See that? Slay. Slay Queen. Oh, Emmy's back in school. Good. Tell her stop bullshit. Get her ass back to school. Stop bullshit. All right. Barbie, you want a card? All right, Barbie. This is your card, the Nine of Pentacles. This is what Barbie looked like right now. See, this is Barbie. Look, she was picking grapes. Looking all like a Queen Barbie. Looking like a Barbie doll right here. Enjoying the fruits of your labor, hard work that has led to luxurious life. Buying yourself something special, happily and successfully self-employed, enjoying your solitude. You go, girl. So you might put on a nice dress tomorrow for the graduation of your granddaughter. So you be looking all elegant. Yeah. See, I knew it. All right, Marley, I'll give you a card if you want one. That's good. See, that's the perfect card for you. See? All right. Marley, I don't know what's going on here. It says ego. The illusion of being trapped. Accept responsibility for your situation and make choices that support your path to happiness, addiction, and unhealthy habits. And on the back it says, leave the fucking honey alone and stop gulping down that shit like you own a bee fucking hive. Yeah? So lay off the fucking honey, right? Because you're addicted to that shit, you know? So stop thinking you're trapped because you're not. Just accept the fact that, when you make support choices, make sure it's to make you happy. You can exclude the trap part or the addictions and unhealthy part, right? I mean, because after all, your ex said that, you looked pregnant on your life. So he probably thinks you're acting unhealthy or you're addicted to, honey and food. So this could be, because you see the guy right there, right? And you're like, I'm blind to you, bruh. Don't be trying to, like, put your ego on my ass. But, fuck what they think. Yeah, I figured as much. But it's not a bad card. It's just telling you, like, don't get caught up in making choices where you do it for their benefit and not yours. Make the choices to not deal with them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Oh, good lord. This is my card. This is me too. I swear I must be psychic on Wednesdays. King of Swords. That's me. That's me right now too. I just did that earlier when I was reading the card. See, look, I'm gonna do it right now. This is me, you know. Intelligent, impartial, respected, stoic. I think that's the word that I looked up the other day. Can't remember what it means, but whatever. Receiving wise advice, remain objective and fair minded, public speaking, Communicate clearly. Unemotional relationships of being emotionally unavailable. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm emotionally unavailable. I don't want nobody in my life aggravating me. That sounds like me. Look at the color of his outfit and look at the color of mine. See that? How weird is that? Ain't that some crazy shit? We're both wearing like turquoisey blue. The first card for Claudia was her when she was a little girl, prancing around her rich neighborhood. Then the second card was Barb, looking like her queen self, Queen Barbie. And then the third card was Marley, and this guy want to cut her chains off and try and get her addicted to the D. And then just now there's a guy looking like me. See the bullshit we have to deal with? Spirit be acting up. All right, anybody else want a card? Let me know. I see you all in my chat. You must like looking at me. I'll give you a card. Just say hi. Got 10 of you in here. Holla at your boy. You want a card? If not, I'm gonna read your asses. Guess everybody wants to look at me today. You too, Barbie. Enjoy it. Enjoy yourself and have a good time. If I don't see you rest of the day, have a good time tomorrow with your granddaughter. Cherish every moment. Cherish the moment we have. All right, then. Guess nobody wants a free card. They just want to have a free look, free peek. I gotta go to the airport in another 3 hours. Gotta go pick up my sister. Actually, I should check the flight status to see if everything's still going to be on time. You know, on time. Oh well, such is life. Yeah, well, she's she's a wreck right now because She just left her son in college, you know, and he's a mama's boy. But apparently, where he is, he's got a nice place. He's happy with the place he's at. He's in the college dorm. You know, he's got good people around him. There's like four other guys there, and they're older than him, and they said they'll take they'll show him around, and he doesn't go 18 until November, so he can't even go out and enjoy himself at a club or hang out at a party because he's still 17, which is good. Keep his ass home, and studying. But these kids have it made. They got PlayStation. They could talk to their friends on PlayStation every day. They can talk to you on video chat. They can actually see you. You know what I mean? These guys got the life. Back then, there weren't none of that shit happening. You know, you be going away and all you gotta do is call. You be calling, collect calls and shit and all that bullshit. Did you go to college, Marley? I don't believe I ever asked you that. I know you. I know you be crying like a baby because you see you're a good mom, so you actually care about your children. You went to a 2-year college, so you have, yeah. So, but you stayed in the actual state, right? You didn't have to like go to another country or city. Like, were you away from your family when you were in college? Because yeah. See, there you go. So it's easier that way. I mean, my nephew had the choice to do it here, but doing it in the UK would is giving him a better option and more of a higher degree in sports, you know? Oh, you never know. She's still young. She still got what? 3 more years? Gage didn't do it. Gage said, hell no. Gage was like, fuck that. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, see, there you go. See, you're like, I'm so glad he didn't. I kind of like, I'll be honest, I'm glad he's gone because him and I butt heads a lot. And he's like, he needs to have that experience to be away from home to really appreciate all of us for once. Because some people need a reality check. Some people need to go away and be away from their mother and their uncle and their brother and their life and their girlfriend. He's going to be away from all of us until Christmas. So he's going to find out what life is like these next 2 to 3 months. When he comes back, he's probably going to be like, fuck, do I want to go back now or what? But, I really hope he stays. I really hope like he gets his degree out there and I hope he like things go good for him and I wish him the best. I feel like I honestly need a break from him because he's such a fucking pain in the ass. And, we all need a break from him because he's very, like, annoying sometimes. And he just needs a reality check. He needs sometimes, for a guy, it's more of like a reality check because he doesn't know how to do a lot of things, see? But he's gonna have to do it now. I tried teaching him how to cook and how to do shit, and he didn't want to listen. He didn't want to learn. And I said, "Oh well, that's up to you. Your fucking dumb ass is gonna suffer in the end." But apparently, the guys that are there know how to cook, and they said they'll teach him and shit. So I was like, "Whatever, you'll see." And then you cook, and then you're the type of person to leave the dishes on the side. Mommy will go get it. Mommy ain't there to wash your dishes. Those guys are gonna fuck you off and be like, "Yo, when you use this kitchen, you better clean up your shit." And he ain't gonna do that because he's lazy. I know him very well. And he's the type of person he just doesn't give a fuck. He ain't gonna be there like doing all that type of shit. He ain't gonna cook fucks. Yeah, exactly. See, and for a guy, it's definitely for a guy, in my opinion, it's like it's a reality check. Like when I went to the army for 3 years, it was some of the worst years of my life, but I came out of there like a man. I appreciated my mom and dad, and I appreciated my life more because I was away from life for a long time, you know, and the army was mandatory back then when I was 18. You had to go to the army unless the only way you got out of the army and discharged was if you were sick or you had like some mental illness or you were like retarded or things like that or you had like certain problems. That's the only way you was getting out. So I was perfectly fine. I was healthy. I was cool. And the doctor said, "Yeah, this is great for you, Mark." I'm like, "You bastard." I was like, "Look, I'll pay you to tell them I got something. Come on, man." He's like, "No, no, Mark, this is a great experience for you." And it was in the end. Like my last year, I had so much fun because like I met a lot of great people. And I was well known there anyway because I was a DJ. So everybody knew who I was. So it was fun. I even DJ'd my last year at the party in the army. But the army changed my life for sure. It made me tough. It made me realize what life is like without mommy. And many, many times I didn't like the food that they had, and I made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Yeah. Shitty ass fucking. It was a shitty ass 3 years that I had to deal with that shit. And then you had to stay there for like 2 weeks straight. So no mommy, no bed, no fucking nice food, no nothing. No fucking fresh clothes and all that. All fucking bullshit. So I told my nephews, none of you fuckers ever went through what I went through, or your parents. Ain't nobody in my family but me that went to the army. And I told them going to that place is like fucking hell. But in the end, I left and I was like happy that I did go. And I'm happy that it ended up. It started off a disaster, but it ended up being good. And there's a lot of people I met there that I still, have connections with and still cool with, which is cool. But yeah, so that was, and I didn't go to college. I dropped out of school, but I worked since the age of 17. I was working. Then I went to the army at 18 to 21. And then when I was 21, I got out that year in November from the army. And after that, after I left the army, I was doing mechanic work and stuff, and I was working at a gas station. I was doing mechanics. And like I said, after that, I met this guy, and he opened up a construction business, and he needed like Portuguese guys like myself that speak both Portuguese and English. And he offered me a good job and gave me good money, more money than I was making. And I was like, "Yeah, when you want me to start?" He's like, "Yeah, you can start tomorrow." I'm like, "All right, I'll be there." Then I started doing construction. Then I started doing electrical. And then after that, I left him and I started working for an electrical company. And then I went on my own. And on the 20th of this month, it made 19 years I've been on my own. And said, "Fuck everybody, I'm working for myself. I ain't working for your ass no more." It's the best decision I ever made. And now, God said, "No, no, 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 you're not gonna be all because you got that pretty little new van and your workshop. Don't think you're gonna keep doing that shit. No, no, get your ass online, boy. Get your ass in front of everybody." I already had to identify as a fucking lawyer today. Now I'm going back to being, Marky. Thanks, Claudia, for the identification uh, transformation. Yeah, that's how life is, you know. A lot of these, but in the army, well, we didn't have cell phones. There was no cell phone in the army. None of that shit, yo. When I was 18, 19, there was no cell phone in the army. You couldn't have a cell phone. There weren't no cell phones anyway. We had pagers and shit, but it was like two payphones. You had to pay. They set up like this two payphone system. I think it was like 20 cents a call back then. So you had to have change and shit. So I called my mom probably twice when I was there. The first time I called her to tell her that I was okay. She's like, "Oh my God, I haven't heard from you for a couple of days. Lord knows what was going on. Oh my God." I'm like, "Mom, I'm all right. I'm good." I was lying to her. I wasn't good. I was fucking. It was a disaster, and I hated that fucking place. But I told her, "Yeah, I'm all right. I'll live. I'll be okay." And then I remember I called her like probably the day that I after the 2 weeks. Like we were there for 2 weeks in the very beginning, like the recruit camp. And that was a disaster. And then it was like 3 days before the end. We were like dressed up in our like parade gear, and we had like the rifles in our hands, and then we had it on the side and we had to lift it up, and it got caught in my shirt and it fell. So the guy came. It happened to a few of us. So it happened to me. So the sergeant major guy, he's like a little twerp. He came over to me and he's like, "Pick the fucking rifle up, and you better kiss that rifle like you kiss your mama and your girlfriend." I said, "Sorry, sir, I will not be kissing no greasy ass rifle." I said, "It's not my fault you got us wearing this fucking clown outfit." "Who the fuck are you talking to?" I never forget, like he was all in my face like this, right? His little short shit. He's like a little shorter than me. And he was like, and then he started like he was fucking me off so bad that his spit was going in my face. And I was like, "Yo, yo, yo, don't be spitting in my face, bro. You're disrespecting me." "Who the fuck are you talking to?" I was like, "I'm talking to you." I like, "You're disrespecting me. This is not cool. Like, you want me to spit in your face?" So he's like, "That's it." So he called like we had regimental police. So it's called RP, Regimental Police. So he goes, "RP, lock this man up. Lock him up for the rest of the day and let him out in the morning. Don't you fucking dare talk to me like that." And then as I was leaving, like I was mumbling underneath my breath, I was like, "Yeah, you fucking pussy, you wait till I see you outside this damn army. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." You know, fucker. So anyway, they locked me up. I had to change into an orange outfit, and they locked me up for the night, and I got out the next morning. It was hot as shit in there, but it was cool. At least I got fed. And my friend that DJ with me was one of the regimental police on duty that night. So he got me what they ate, which was great. Like some fried chicken and shit. And they fed me, said, "Yeah, Mark, don't say nothing, bro. I got you. You're good. You ain't gonna get no treatment in here. I'm here. I'm on duty today, so we're good." He goes, "What happened?" I told him what happened. He goes, "Man, that's some bullshit. I would have been mad too." I said, "Yeah, that guy ain't spitting in my face. I'll fucking beat the shit out of that guy." You know? So anyway, I got locked up that one time for the rest. I was in there for probably 10 hours in total because it was late in the afternoon. I got up early. There was 5:30 in the morning. They had already woke me up to change into your gear and leave. And I was like, "All right, cool." So yeah, that happened to me in the first 2 weeks. The second week at the third last day. I never told my mom and dad that though. They would have probably got mad at me. But it doesn't go on your record, you know? It's just an army thing. It's just like a discipline order that they do. But it doesn't go on your record. It's not like a police record. It's just an army record. So, which is invalid now anyway. Happened like fucking 30 years ago. Well, yeah, that's what happened to me in the army that time. And now when I see the guy, you know, when I see the guy now in public, I see him and I look at him and he's like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "You must think I'm gonna speak to you 30 years later, man. Fuck you." But he actually got caught cheating in the army like 10 years later. 10 years after that, because he was like high ranked, right? But he's a little twerp, you know. And he got caught cheating he cheated on his wife with this lady that was working in the office. He actually got caught banging her in the army office. So it was all over the news. So I was like, oh, look at that karma. You're all over the news for banging this fucking army chick. And meanwhile, your wife is fine as hell and you got kids and everything. Yeah, he got caught. I don't see the woman anymore. I haven't seen her for years. But I see him all the time. But he don't say he tries to speak to me, but I don't speak back to him. Cause I told cause I indirectly told him like, I was mumbling under my breath. I was like, yeah, wait till I see you out of here. And he's like, what you say? I just kept mumbling. He goes, don't be fucking mumbling. Lock this man. I'm like, yeah. And the guy that was like taking me goes, stop talking, man, because it's gonna make it worse. I'm like, fuck you too. You guys don't even fucking know who you're dealing with. Beat your ass when I see you out of here. Cause that's what happened in my year. A lot of people got beat up in the clubs. And that's when they stopped making it mandatory because guys are getting slapped up. Like on a weekend, when everybody's out, you saw like your lieutenant, your corporals, the guys who were shouting in your face for 2 weeks, talking shit all up in your face, spitting all up in your, acting like they're bad. Yeah? What are you gonna say now? You're in the club. You wanna get your ass beat? You better watch out when you go to that car. So a lot of guys got beat up that year. So they got their ass beaten. So that's what happens when you talk shit. Wanna act up? I know you gotta do your job, but you don't have to like go above and beyond and do some crazy ass shit. Like, you ain't gotta disrespect people. And that's what they were doing in the army. They thought, oh yeah, See, an army guy here has no rank like a cop. A cop's a cop, and an army guy is just a regular guy. You can only run my life between out in behind that gate. My ass belongs to you. You're gonna tell me what to do, and if I don't, I get locked up or something bad happens to me, right? But once I go through that gate and I go into the normal world, and so do you, your ass belongs to me forever. Like I'm gonna see you forever after that. So after those 3 years, I can see you for the next 30 years, and I can haunt you, slap you, and get away with it, and I can hurl slurs at your ass, do whatever I want, as long as I don't get caught or you press charges or something. But you don't, you know what I mean? You can get a lot of guys got beat up that year. I never forget it. And then we went. I remember after summer, we went back in. Like we had a summer break. It was like June, July, August. And we had to go back like mid-September, like school, like. So we went back in September. And this guy, I don't know if he's alive still, but I think his name was I think his name was Sergeant Ferbert, right? He had a big like mustache, right? And he used to talk a lot of shit. And he was funny as hell. Hey Brenda, how you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? So he stood in front of the whole like he called everybody to like the court, right? And it was like about maybe 200 guys lined up. And he was like way ahead, like he was on top of like this wall so he could see everybody. So he's like, to the army now. I'm your mama and I'm your daddy. And while this summer was a very crazy summer, some of us got threatened, beat up, and some of your mamas and daddies approached me and saying that we guys are treating you this way and that way. Don't you know where you are? You're in the Regimental Army of Bermuda. No, 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 no. So he was acting like tough, right? Talking all this smack. Apparently, he got confronted by people's parents during the summer, right? So see, Bermuda's a small place, so you can't get away with anything. You're gonna see that your person eventually, and when you do, you're gonna have to pay the consequences. Especially if you did something wrong, because you're eventually gonna see somebody that you haven't seen since an incident, and it might not be good, or you're gonna get a mouthful from the person. So that's what happened during the summer. That summer that I went to the army, my first year, and a lot of people, got mad at them for treating us like shit. And he ran his mouth and said, "We're still gonna treat you that way. Your parents can't tell us what to do. You're at my house." Typical, run your mouth. I'm telling you all this shit, right? So he ended up running his mouth, and then I think it was like about not that day, but like the next time we went to the army was like the following week, and we had like a weekend camp, and I'll never forget it. It was still hot, right? And guys were like irritated and stuff, and it was like end of September, and it was still hot, and we were in all that gear and all that. So we were like at a weekend camp, and I'll never forget it. During the nighttime, these guys had like these stink bombs, and you know how you bought those like stink bombs, and there's cherry bombs, and like little firecracker. Those things you threw and it went pop, right? So a couple guys and myself, we were on like security duty. We had to like go on security for the buses, so make sure nobody tried to break into the buses. And I was also training for like the military transport department because that's where I was going in my second year. So then, like all these guys started throwing all these bombs at like the lieutenant tents and all that because they had tents, we didn't. Right? So all these guys at night started like 20 guys, stink bombs, cherry bombs, or whatever the fuck they're called, like little mini fireworks and these little things. They threw it all at them while they were asleep. Woke them all up. They couldn't go back to sleep because their tent was smelling like ass, and it was like the funniest shit ever. And then they came outside. They had to get dressed and they were going around with flashlights. And I was like, "I ain't seeing nothing, sir. I don't know what happened. I just saw a bunch of guys come out of the tree, start throwing shit, and they ran that way." Meanwhile, it was all the guys that were over my section that did it. And it was funny as hell. When they all went back, they went to like, they got in like this van and then they left because they couldn't stay there because all their shit was vandalized. So then we got another lecture. We don't know who did it because we ain't got cameras and blah, blah, blah. We don't know who did it, but whoever did it, you're gonna get it. Nah, 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 nah. Hey, it was so funny. I was like, yeah, if you think you're gonna do whatever you want in this country with this little bit of people, it ain't gonna happen. So they did a lot of dumb shit and they got away with it, but the thing is, you never really know who you're dealing with or whose son you're talking to. So some of the higher ups, had their sons and grandchildren there at the time when I was in the army, and they went back and forth with each other. And then I'd say about 5 or 10 years after I left, they didn't make they went to court and they won, and the public made it a non-mandatory situation to go to the army. And I'm like, shit, you guys should have done this before I went. Damn it. So now the army here is voluntary. You go if you want to. Whereas back in my day, it was mandatory. You had to go. So it's a pain in the ass. But yeah, I can tell stories about the army forever. It was so funny. I had shitty times there, but some good times too. It wasn't all bad. But yeah, those are some of the stories I can tell. I don't believe I told that story before, but I think I told the other one. But I have dreams about army sometimes. I have dreams that I'm still there and I don't want to be there and I'm like trying to get out, trying to like escape because I don't want to be there. I think it was sometime this year I had a dream like that where I was actually at the army and I wanted to get out and I was sitting on a desk and I was looking at a time and me and my friends had it all planned out at a certain amount of time we were going to get up and run for it and we had to go to this gate and we made it through and we got into this. We pulled some people over on the road and they took us away and all this shit. And I woke up and said, "Oh, thank God, I don't have to go to that place anymore." But I see a lot of people I used to be there with, and they're all cool. We speak to each other. So yeah, but I don't wish the army on anybody who doesn't want to go. If it's mandatory, it sucks because you have to go. Like you have to go. Hey, Joanna, how you doing? Am I gonna be live later? Yeah, it's 4 o'clock here. I'll probably be because I have to pick up my sister from the airport in 3 hours, and then we're gonna have dinner, and I'll probably be back on like 9 o'clock. So like 5 hours from now, I'll be back. I've been on here for like an hour and a half almost. What's up? You need me, or you good, or you just want to see me again? It's okay. You're good. Good. That's good. I'm glad. It's good to see you. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll be back later. It's cool. No problem. I'll take care of you. Thanks. The time's flown by here, man. I was working all morning, and then now it's like the time is flying by. It's already 4 o'clock here. I'm gonna go outside in a little bit and wash my sister's car for her. It looks like shit. So I'm gonna wash her car because I know she ain't got no time to do it. I'm gonna tell my nephew to come outside and help me wash the car. I'm gonna go do that in a few minutes. Get his ass out there to help me. I can't see a dirty ass car. I gotta wash it. And I know she ain't gonna wash it. The weather's pretty good, so no forecast for rain. As you can see above my head, it says Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no rain. Finally, some good weather and no hurricanes. The hurricane that was close to us, Gabriel, is now going to Portugal. Unfortunately, that thing went from Africa all the way around, came around Bermuda like this, and now going back towards Europe. I don't know how the heck that thing could be like that. That's like absolutely insane. How the heck can a hurricane stay alive that long? It's crazy. It's crazy when you see it like form out of nothing, become huge, and then just do like a full circle like that and come back around to where it like pretty much developed. But just, obviously Africa's, further than Portugal and all that. But it's going for the Azores and the islands right now. So I feel sorry for those people. Hopefully my cousins are gonna be okay and my family out there. I haven't heard from them, but I hope it doesn't affect them too much. I hope the storm dies down even more. But it's still that hurricane season. Still, we got a month and a half left of bullshit. We've got here we got hurricanes in October too. The latest we had a hurricane here was October like 16th, 17th or something like that. We got a hurricane here a couple years ago. I believe it was like October something we got it. And I was like, what the hell, man? So it happens. Yeah. We got two more storms forming right below Bermuda and like where Bahamas is. It's like these storms forming right there. It's a fucking pain in the ass, man. But I'm actually very happy that um, it has a hurricane hasn't really hit anybody and destroyed their homes and shit. Like this year, we haven't really had super deadly hurricanes out there. How am I watching? These fucking people are crazy. Oh shit. A typhoon is hitting Hong Kong right now. That's not good. Oh shit. Oh no. The water went right through the damn doors. You better run, bro. Oh hell no. These idiots are just standing there. And the electricity's still on too. You people are crazy. Rough waves hit a hotel in the city, sweeping guests off their feet. Oh hell no. And they're there like looking around like a bunch of idiots. You leave. Get out of there before you die. 17 people have died after super typhoon. Yeah, yeah. Well, if you're gonna stand there in its way, you're gonna die, dummy. These people are so dumb. Like, run. Get the fuck out of there. Go up to the highest floor. Dum da dum dum dum. Oh, good lord, help these people. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll be back later on. All right, take care.